What is up, YouTube crew? Chaz here with the Lifestyle Warrior, bringing you another beginner series video. Now there's going to be a few terms thrown around that as a beginner you are going to think, what the heck does that mean? Two of those terms are going to be restrictions and hazmat. So let's start with restrictions. There are two main types of restrictions. This means when you scan with your Amazon Sellers app, you are going to see something red pop across the screen and it's going to say restricted. Now, reason number one why it might be restricted is because of the category itself. Now, as a new FBA seller, you are able to sell in specific types of categories. Home and kitchen, lawn and garden, electronics, toys. These are generic open categories anyone can sell on. Now, more specifically, you are going to see categories that we call gated, which are closed to new sellers unless you go through the application process. Some are easy, some are hard. So let's say you're in Walmart, you're scanning items, and you come across something in the beauty section. You scan it, it pops up, great profit, whatever, and it pops up with the big restriction notice. And you're thinking, well, what the heck? I want to sell this. If you are not approved to sell in that beauty category, the category itself, it doesn't matter what product it is, every product will show up as restricted if you are not ungated in that category. So the three big ones are beauty, health and personal care, and grocery. These are what we call the big three. You need to provide wholesale invoices to Amazon and go through the whole application process, and trust me, it's not gonna happen on the first try. Even if you do everything the exact way you were supposed to, it's going to take persistence to get that done. So that's reason number one why you might come up as restricted. Reason number two is because of the brand itself. So let's say you do get ungated in the beauty category. You pull up something that might be a Mary Kay product, scan it, it's still gonna show restricted because Mary Kay told the brand, hey, I don't want sellers on my listings. The brand itself wants to be the sole owner of that listing unless you are approved by the brand itself. Most of the big brands, guys, we're talking Nike, Fisher-Price, Mary Kay, L'Oreal, all those big name brands that you can think about, they're probably restricted because of the brand itself. I know it sucks, especially as a newbie coming in here where you're pumped up, you wanna go scan your heart out in the stores. You're gonna see a lot of restrictions, but there are a lot of products you can still sell. So if you know that you are ungated within the category and it still pops up as restricted, it's probably the brand. Now, a lot of people, especially the ones that have watched my videos, know that we still sell Nike, for example. These brand restrictions did not happen until over the summer of 2016. We were already selling Nike for many months before then. So we were actually grandfathered in with Nike itself. To get ungated in shoes and clothing is a very quick 5-minute process. So by us being grandfathered in, we already have approval through Nike to sell those products. Now, if you want to go through the process and there is a brand that you really, really want to sell, Lego, for example, if you want to sell Lego, you need to go through the process in the application to get that done. Each one is slightly different, but they all have the base guidelines. One, you need to pay a fee. That can be $500 for some brands, that could be $2,000 for other brands. On top of that, you're going to need actual invoices and a letter from the brand saying you are approved third-party seller. Now, if you want the actual application to figure out the brands in each one, just log into Amazon Seller Central or just go to Google and type in brand restrictions and then insert whatever company name. So Lego, for example, you need a brick and mortar storefront. They do not want to sell, same thing with Nike. They don't want to just sell to average Joes that are going to flip their products online. They want a brick and mortar store that you can show you actually have a physical location. And you have to put in large orders to get the minimum quantities for them to give it to you. That's just those two big brands, for example. There's plenty of smaller ones that may not be that in depth. Again, this is gonna come down to what brand do you want to sell, and you have to go through the application process to get it done. So that's all restriction. If it pops up restricted, don't send it in. You will get suspended. We'll just keep it there. Now, the other term we're gonna talk about real quick is hazmat. What the heck is hazmat? Hazmat is any product deemed dangerous for being on a plane. These standards are set by the Department of Transportation because think about it this way. If you send in something like an aerosol can, if you send this into Amazon's warehouse and somebody orders it with 1 day prime shipping, this is gonna go on an airplane to get to that customer a little bit sooner. Airplanes don't like to carry this kind of stuff. So I'm gonna bring you behind the scenes and show you exactly what the Amazon Sellers app will look like when you scan a product and it shows restricted or the hazmat. All right, so we're gonna bring you behind the scenes and show you exactly what will pop up. Item number 1 is an OtterBox screen protector. OtterBox is definitely going to be a restricted brand. So all you do is hit scan. We're gonna pop up on this guy. So this is going to be a great example for 2 reasons. Number 1, see that restriction pop up? So that restriction is popping up because of the brand. You guys can see the category right under here is PC, which is an open category. I know that I can sell within PC, so that tells me the brand itself is going to be the restricted one. Now you also see on the right-hand side here this little crossed out arrow. This is going to be the same arrow that shows you 2 things. Number 1 is going to be slow moving ASIN, and number 2 is going to be hazmat. So I'm going to tap on that. That brings me over to this screen, and it will, if you hit this arrow right here, it tells you exactly why that symbol is popping up. So in this case, it's not hazmat, but it is showing inventory alert. That just means it has a slow moving history. You can still send it in. Amazon will pop up with a warning to let you know it's slow moving, and you're just going to be dealing with some extra storage fees if you want to keep it around. So that's example number 1. Let's check out what hazmat looks like. I have our aerosol can here. Just going to scan that barcode. Grab that listing. So you guys can see here, I am not restricted, but I do have this little warning sign. So I'm going to tap on that, and it's going to show me this product is not currently eligible for FBA because hazmat. And if you read through right here, it tells you about that Department of Transportation, blah, 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 blah. So this is not FBA eligible. That means you cannot send this in for Amazon to fulfill it, but you can ship by yourself. This is called fulfillment by merchant. So that means you ship it to the customer. It's still on the listing itself. Anytime you scan something and it pops up with not FBA eligible because of hazmat, that means you have to ship it to the customer if you do want to sell that product. So hopefully that helps clear a few things up as far as looking at brand restriction, category gating, or restricted versus hazmat. As always, thank you for the support on this channel. We are more than happy to work with you guys and help you guys get your businesses up and running. This has been Chaz. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.